All right, folks, thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and I did something very interesting for this video in particular. I was just researching around like I do every day, and I started seeing a whole bunch of articles from banks that are extremely bullish on silver out of the blue that usually aren't. So I did something. I asked ChatGPT, please scan the internet and give me every single bank out there what their silver price forecast was. Just send me all of them. Just give me a list, and I want to see what all of these banks have been saying about silver over the past year. And I found some interesting stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We have the actual articles, though, from Wells Fargo making very bullish silver claims. This is CNBC mentioning how Bank of America is very bullish on silver, and Citi Bank, which is surprisingly, they've been bullish for silver for a while, right? They said silver could potentially reach $46 by the third quarter of 2025. Silver was nowhere near $41, by the way, when they made those claims. So, it was impressive. But, nevertheless, YouTube added a new hype feature. I'm going to show a snippet from someone explaining how it works.
See, there's this option. If we go over to the side, just on the comment section, you can basically swipe over to the side and click on the hype this video. And you can see right here, if you click on hype, you get to basically hype your favorite creators and favorite.
I really like that feature because it will give videos that might be suppressed or censored, like mine that's exposing the truth about the financial system and corruption, gives the audience a chance to hype the video up and get it in front of more people instead of just relying on the YouTube algorithm. Plus, the feature is free. You could also do paid hype to boost it even more. I'm not asking you to do that. Please, though, hype the video, like and comment as always, because, we're trying to do the thing out here. I'm really trying to spread the word of precious metals so people can take control of their wealth and not fall victim to this corrupt financial system. So, yeah. Anyways, precious metals poised to outperform stocks, says Wells Fargo's Samana. Now, that is the article, but I do want to go back to this price forecast real quick and just show you guys what some of these banks are saying. UBS calls for $42 silver, explicit fourth quarter 2025 target, so not too far off. Plus, by the end of the year, who knows what silver will be. Citibank, $43 an ounce. They set this in mid-July, or a 6 to 12 month target set mid-July 2025 into late 2025. Now, when Citibank called for this, which we're going to cover the article, this was a while ago. Silver was nowhere near $41. JP Morgan way off already. End of 2025 call referenced in December of 24 and mid-2025 roundups, $38 silver, way off. HSBC way off. $35, raised August 25 on gold strength and geopolitics. Isn't that crazy? It was raised to $35, by the way. It was raised to that. Then we have Bank of America, $40, late 25, early 26, which is funny because I'm about to show you an article from Bank of America switching up the last couple of days, now way more bullish. We have the Dutch Bank, $38, cited in 2025. Morgan Stanley, $35 to $37. They've been more explicit on gold. A lot of banks are, obviously, but still way off. BNP Wealth Management, $40 to $45, 12-month target lifted to 45 in September of 25, of course, right? The last 6 days they lifted it to 45. Prior was 40 though, so you still got to give them credit. ANZ, $31 to $35, 2025 expectations and research summaries. Goldman Sachs hasn't given a firm public silver number yet, but says renewed gold demand should lift silver too. So yeah, interesting stuff. I can even ask them to give me live updates on a day-to-day basis. ChatGPT will scan the internet and give me, and if any new price forecasts come out by any banks, they'll send it to me, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people are against ChatGPT, but I use it in helpful ways. Like, I was able to just ask to go through every single article that banks have mentioned. It's very informational, or to keep an eye out for me on new articles that come out. But anyways, what are your thoughts on those banks? Their forecasts. A lot of them are way, way off. And I'm curious with the average investor is thinking. Not silver stacker. I mean the guys that are in gold or in stocks or whatever. I wonder what they think about silver right now. So let's cover this article first. So Wells Fargo predicts precious and industrial metals to outperform stocks through 2026. Gold is an easy diversification alternative as bonds face pressure and high inflation. Central bank diversification away from the dollar increases gold purchases. Wells Fargo Investment Institute's Samir Samana, head of global equities and real assets, predicts a booming market for risk assets as the Fed resumes its cutting cycle. He anticipates gold and silver will likely particularly shine, outperforming even strong equity markets in lower interest rate environment. So yeah, with one, or he said most assets with one significant exception are expected to perform. I'm wondering which one that is, what exception he's talking about. But yeah, I don't want to go into equities or anything. Silver outlook, industrial metal, of course, gold to silver ratio, of course. Says over the next 12 months, I could see silver outperforming by a little bit. If gold, let's say, is up mid-single digits, it wouldn't surprise me if silver's coming close to high single digits. So now let's go into Bank of America. Industrial metals perform strongly into 2026 and beyond. So I'm going to show this video. Actually, yeah, we'll show a little snippet of it and see, I don't want to show the whole thing, but we'll just get the meat and potatoes of it.
The move in gold has been torrid. What's driving this? Is this really all about anticipation of Fed rate cuts, or is this also just the sell-off we're seeing globally in bonds, or something else?
Hey, Morgan. Thanks for having me. So I think there's really three things going on at the moment. As you very well know, everyone knows at this point, gold has been a central bank play for a while. But there's three things that are happening simultaneously. On the one hand, you have questions around Fed independence, and I think the future of the dollar in some ways, right?
Wow, an ad would come on right now. Well, anyways, yeah, I'm not even gonna listen to that. Bank of America's bullish though. I want to see if he talks about silver at all. Oh, here we go. He's talking about platinum, palladium. Huh. Funny how he doesn't mention silver, the one that's, the most impressive. But anyways, so now we have Citi Bank, which is very interesting. They are very bullish. So Citi sees gold below 3,000 after the third quarter 25 on weak demand. So this was written June 17th. So right now, let's see what gold and silver are at. 3,500. So they were way off with gold. I mean, there's still some time, but you can see they're much more bullish on silver. So, and that's very interesting to see how much more bullish on silver they are and how far off they are on gold and how accurate they've been with silver. Citi lowered its short-term and long-term price targets for gold, projecting prices could drop below 3,000 in late 25, early 26, driven by declining investment demand and improving global growth outlook. And the reason they're so different so bearish with gold and so bullish with silver is because of silver's macro industrial side of things, where gold really just doesn't have opportunity and potential. Why my name is Silver Slayer and not Gold Guy. But anyways, let's see. They're mentioning gold still. Gold could return around 2,700 by the second half of 26. Wow. Very, very bearish. So tariff disputes are resolved, geopolitical risks ease. See, all of this stuff is all gold has going for it, is if the economy's in bad shape, right? That's all. If you're doom and gloom and you just think the whole system's going to collapse, then yes, put your bets on gold. But silver, regardless of what gold is doing, silver's going to do what it does. Because look at this. Citi assigned only 20% probability of their bullish and bearish case each. So in contrast to gold's cost outlook, Citi forecasts silver to rise to 40 over the next 6 to 12 months, driven by tightening availability and robust demand. Silver could potentially reach $46 per ounce by the third quarter of 2025 in a bullish scenario, bolstered by a quicker resolution to U.S.-China trade war and hawkish Federal Reserve policy. Wow. So you see Citibank, so bearish on gold. That's insane to see how bearish they are. But so bullish on silver. What are your takes? What do you think silver will be by the end of the year? And why? I would love to know. I love when I get a pulse on the average silver stacker, or what, the census of the majority of my audience thinks silver's going to do. Are you more bearish or more bullish, and why? The why is the most important, right? I could say I think silver will hit $300 by 2025 or 2026, but if I don't say why, then I'm not really saying much. So I always like when people give context to why they think silver is going to do this thing. If you're going to say, of course, higher prices, then you're probably going to follow through with saying something about the COMEX, or how COMEX, would fail, or anything along those lines, because that's the main reason why it is so low. But if you're someone on the modest side that doesn't think the COMEX will do anything, or do you think price suppression will exist, or maybe you don't even believe in it at all, then you're probably going to be more modest, right? Just saying that it will stay around $35-$40, even though we're in a 40+ year cup and handle and there's a massive silver shortage. But you're not going into the conspiracies and all that. You're more like the average, the average investor that plays stocks and gold and all that doesn't really dive too deep into the silver rabbit hole to look at what's really going on behind the scenes and how much potential silver truly has. And I think that's important to note, because there's very, very, very two different sides of the coin, right? You have the one that pegs silver to gold. Whatever gold's going to do, silver follows, because they're both safe haven assets. But the other side of the coin, where silver has all this other stuff working for it, if you're not going to look at that side, then you're never going to think silver's going to do much beyond gold. So anyways, it doesn't really matter, though. You should be investing regardless, as the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. You got to protect your wealth. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Remember, folks, go hype this video. Purchase from Miles Franklin, info@milesfranklin.com. If you want to join, let them know Slayer sent you, by the way. If you want to become a member of the Secret Silver Society, patreon.com/silverslayer. Links in the description. We do monthly giveaways over there as well. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forward to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers, where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts, whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.